What's up, my friends? Hope y'all are doing well this weekend. We're about to get another training session in. We've had about 7 to 8 inches of snow this weekend. So needless to say, no skating outside. Jiu-Jitsu class is canceled. So we're going to get a session in when we can, okay, here in the garage. We're going to do 10 2-minute rounds with a 40-second break in between. First 5 rounds are going to be on the bob. We're going to work some combos from last weekend's UFC with Volkanovski versus Lopez. And I saw some cool combinations from Volkanovski that we can practice on the dummy. Very technical, not necessarily my style as much, but it'll be fun to give it a shot. And then we'll do 5 rounds on the grappling dummy, guard passing. I find the grappling dummy is actually very useful for drilling guard passing. Not so useful for other things, but pretty good for guard passing drills. Then we're going to do some, hit cardio stuff in between, okay? So let's get it. Round 1, we're just going to warm up, managing the distance, lateral movement, jabbing, and inside leg kicks. And sometimes Volk would hit this inside leg kick and switch stances off of it, and a lot of lateral movement. So that's round 1. All right, 40 seconds, jump rope. All right, next combination. It's kind of off of this inside leg kick, switch stance, lead hook idea. We'll do 2 variations. First one, lead hook, inside leg kick, switch stance, lead hook. This is great for landing and then exiting, like out on an angle, exiting with the strike and getting back into a safe distance. The next one is great for covering distance. We're going to do a cross, step through cross, inside leg kick, switch stance, lead hook. Okay? I really like that combo. Take some practice. Super fun. I got the heat cranking in here. This next one is kind of a cool idea. Switching stance through, maybe hand fighting, pulling that lead hand down, switching stance through to a lead hook, follow it up with a cross. Pretty cool. We can hand fight, pull that lead hand down, switch through, and as my lead foot lands on the outside of their lead foot, we're going to turn this hook over. You'll be surprised like how much, pop you can get off of that idea. And then our foot is on the outside of their foot, so the cross is lined up right down the center if they're orthodox, because we step through to southpaw. So hand fighting, step through with that hook, cross straight down the middle, exiting out. Next combination is a great one for covering distance offensively, switching stance through our punches. And it's kind of like a more classic like MMA combo. We're just going to throw an overhand right, step through, overhand left, back to that switch stance lead hook that we've been doing today. You can cover a lot of distance here. Cross, switch stance cross, boom, lead hook. Okay, so stepping through. In MMA, you know, guys are so good at utilizing their footwork and keeping that distance, and sometimes we need to switch our stance through in order to cover distance more efficiently, more effectively. So let's practice this one. Skiers. And these are great for skateboarding too. Landing, stability and balance. This was a great one. The Volk landed right in the pocket. Parried the jab, overhand right, getting his head off the center line, shifting back to the hook, and then as Lopez threw that right hand, shifting our head off the center line again to that overhand right. So it goes parry, overhand, shifting into the hook, shifting again into that overhand. So it's this shifting from our lead foot to our back foot, back to our lead foot, where you can just kind of get your head off the center line and throw bombs in the pocket. So we're at kind of more like a medium distance here. A lot of these techniques today we were switching through from more of a long distance. This one's kind of right here in medium distance. Parry, the jab, overhand, hook, overhand. All right, 5 rounds on the grappling dummy, guard passing. I'll keep it brief, but just for my friends who don't do jiu-jitsu out there, like my skateboard friends, music friends, when I get past my opponent's legs and I get to a dominant position, my chances of being able to submit him go way, way up. So in order to get a submission, we need to get to a dominant position like mount or the back or something, and then we can start attacking more reliable, high percentage submissions. Okay? So in order to get to a dominant position, we need to get past their legs. It's called guard passing. The better your opponent gets at jiu-jitsu, it gets really hard to get past someone's legs and pin them. People get really good at not being put in those inferior positions. Okay? Their defense gets really good. So we need to practice our guard passing. And when you can't make it to jiu-jitsu class, you're snowed out, the grappling dummy is actually pretty good for guard passing drills. Okay, so we're going to start with just a Toreando pass, just outside leg passing, throwing his legs to the side and running around his legs. You can pass the guard in 3 main ways, generally speaking: going around their legs, going through their legs, or going under their legs. Okay, this first one, we're going to go around the legs. Toreando bullfighter style passing. Let's do it. So I like to get low, have 1 foot forward, come in, get grips, kind of feint, throw the legs to the side, hand goes to the hip and the knee, and we run in back square, looking to pass the guard. Okay, so let's say we're going for our Toreando pass, but he catches me with his bottom leg. And of course, I would like to just step over it and continue passing, but maybe he's real sticky with it, or maybe I just want to switch to a different type of guard passing. We're going to go right here to our knee cut. Hand on the ribs, putting weight, hand on the knee, pressing down, flaring the elbow out so that he can't bring this knee shield in, keeping my head low. And from this knee cut position, I'm going to pummel my underhook on the far side as I drop my head down next to his, scoop the arm up, straighten my knee out first, and baseball slide through, putting lots of pressure on him with the ribs, and then we can walk his legs away and secure our good side control. It's impossible to do this with a clip-on mic. You can't do this. So I probably won't be using the clip-on mics next video, okay? So of course in the knee cut position, we're gonna run into frames. Here's a little bonus tip for you guys. He'll either frame this shoulder, in which case we can cup, put pressure, and hit this root drag that I'm sure you guys have seen. Or he'll frame this far shoulder like this, in which case we can chop down and end up in this type of position where I love to go for darces. That's very good. But if I don't want to go for a submission and I kind of just want him out of this position where he's on his side, he's in a pretty good position on the bottom. And if I'm not careful, he can pummel that underhook back through elbow first. So if I chop this arm down and we get into this position, a lot of times I'll frame on the neck and I'll grab this kind of palm to palm grip, put his head to the mat, start extending my arm and kind of pummeling that arm back out like that until I can get back to a crossface. So if I need to chop this arm down and I don't feel like going for a darce, frame the neck, put his head on the mat, come underneath this arm, start straightening your arms out and then prying that arm through. And we end up here kind of framing on his neck, framing on his arm, and I can start going back to a good little crossface neck hug situation. So once again, I'm in a good knee cut. I beat the knee shield, but now I got to beat his frames. He's framing this shoulder, scoop his arm here, put pressure, relieve that pressure real fast, and snap that arm across, and then clamp it off and close that distance. From here, we can finish in all sorts of variations. If he's framing this far shoulder, this cross shoulder, chop it down, frame the neck, pummel through, and start straightening out and prying that arm back free so we can get to these types of positions where we can finish passing. Let me know if you like that. I get here all the time in a knee cut where a guy's stuck on his side, and it's real annoying. So try this. Frame on the neck, pummel under this arm, under the arm, grab here, start straightening out and prying open, and it'll pry that arm open. Okay? He also, while I'm in this type of position, he cannot pummel an underhook. You see, based on the way my arms are, he's not going to be able to pummel an underhook, even if he tries. So it's really powerful for preventing the underhook. Okay, so play with that. We go in for the Toreando. We go knee cut. He brings the knee shield in. Super annoying. Okay? How I like to beat the knee shield, first of all, posting on the hips, scooping this bottom leg, pointing my knee to the center, and walking him back to a good headquarters position, just like this. And then we go again for the knee cut. Some guys aren't going to let you go back to the knee cut. I tried the knee cut. He got his knee shield in. Very effective. Posting on the hips, lifting this bottom leg, turning my knee in, and walking him back to a headquarters position. Now when I go to knee cut again, he's very determined to keep this knee pinching in. So I can't really knee cut that good. He's bringing it to his chest and pinching it in real hard, in which case I'm going to post on the mat, pummeling my underhook on the mat, posting out here, floating, and hitting my hip switch pass. One of my favorite passes to hit is this hip switch pass. Very effective. I'm going Toreando, knee cut. He gets his knee shield. I square him up. I go to knee cut again, not happening. Pummeling this underhook, posting my hand on the mat, floating this hand up tall, and I'm going to switch my hips, landing in a very good side control position. It's not a back step. I'm not back stepping from this headquarters. I'm not back stepping. He's going to catch my leg every time. He's going to hook it. I'm switching my hips. So I kind of shuck his leg out of the way with my back leg. You can't quite see. I kind of float, shuck his leg out of the way a little bit because he's already giving me that inward knee pressure. So I shuck his leg, kick back, and switch my hips and settle immediately. Cool, so next we're going to go for our knee cut, and guys are going to get good at bringing in the knee shield, but also bringing in this bottom hook here in what's called a reverse De La Riva, hooking my leg like this. So when I go to knee cut, you see how his leg is laced through mine. Okay, so as I go to knee cut, a more skilled opponent is going to bring in this reverse De La Riva hook and this knee shield, things like that. And I'm not going to be able to just knee cut through this guard. Okay, so super simple thing that we can do is I'm just going to sprawl into a half guard. I'm just going to sprawl out and break that De La Riva hook that way and try to put a lot of pressure on his top knee shield. Pummeling my arm through like a weave, grabbing this wrist, pinning it to the mat, or grabbing the back of the head. And from here, I can tripod up, cut my knee across, and spin around and back. So one of the easiest ways, low-risk ways to deal with reverse De La Riva is I'm not going to try to pass reverse De La Riva. I'm just going to sprawl and smash it out and go to a more standard knee shield half guard and pass the knee shield that way. And my favorite go-to is just the good old-fashioned weave pass to pass the knee shield. So I'm passing with a knee cut. He gets that reverse De La Riva hook in and this good knee shield. He's more on his side. Okay? It took me a while. It took me like to purple belt to realize like I don't have to pass this guard, you know? You don't have to pass on his terms. So instead of looking up a bunch of crazy technical reverse De La Riva passes, just put forward pressure, chest pressure, sprawl that leg back, put a lot of weight, and now I'm not in reverse De La Riva. I'm in knee shield half guard. So from here, we can go to our more standard. I like to pin this wrist often, pummeling my rear hand through to punching the mat right here, blocking his hip. Now I can tripod up, straighten that leg, shin slice over that hook, hooking the back of the head, spinning all the way around. In no-gi especially, I go all the way around pretty much every time. I rarely try to do the weave pass and go straight to side control in no-gi because it's just, even if I get outside the legs, it's just too congested. In the gi, at least I have the pants where I can stretch them back out. In no-gi, it's just too slippery, too crazy, so I pretty much always run around the back to consolidate the weave pass. I'm trying to pass. I'm trying to knee cut. He's skilled, so he gets his reverse De La Riva in and his knee shield. From here, I often like to pin this wrist, peel this grip off, roll back, kill that. Get to this standard knee shield half guard. weave my hand through, hooking the back of the head, tripoding up, shin slicing, pressure, 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 and spin all the way around. Oftentimes ending up here. Continuing this idea of sprawling out of the reverse De La Riva hook, sometimes they'll have a more spread knee shield. So we'll deal with that. Knee shield is spread. Okay, so here's another kind of relatively simple way to pass the knee shield. I'm in my knee cut, reverse De La Riva hook, pinning the wrist, putting forward chest pressure, forward head pressure, sprawling out on that hook, getting to our more standard knee shield half guard position. This time, he doesn't like me sprawling on his leg here for the weave, so he spreads his knee out wide to this far shoulder. That's normally, and oftentimes he'll be framing my neck here. So that's oftentimes my indicator to cover his near side knee and switch through, blocking the head here, and go to our switch base half guard. From here, the switch base, I can walk my foot up, pulling his leg up, prying my knee free. That's going to make him want to post on my knee so I don't pass to mount. I'm threatening the mount. When he goes to post on my knee, I pummel this underhook. Super easy. From here, you can finish a few ways, but I like to kind of reach back and post and cut my head to this far side and end in our kind of traditional knee cut position. Okay? Passing, knee cutting. He gets his reverse De La Riva, prying this hand, sprawling out, half guard. He flares the knee. That's kind of my indicator to switch through. Pulling this leg up, walking my foot up, prying through. He goes to frame on my knee, to post on my knee. I pummel underneath, post my hand out wide, and switch my knee cut to this other side where I can finish. Switching our base and threatening, driving our knee towards mount will oftentimes give us the underhook. It'll clear that top knee shield, it'll clear that top frame, switch through, and then it'll give us a free shot at our underhook. Okay? And then we can go back to what we wanted to do, which is our knee cut pass. Okay? Let's play with it. Nice. Okay, we got a nice little workout in, guys. That was super fun. good to get a training session in when we've been cooped up, not able to skate, not able to go to jiu-jitsu class. Hopefully things will clear up. We'll be able to get back to training, but just wanting to stay sharp, stay in shape so that when we go back to class, we can still keep up and we're not falling off too hard. What I've been thinking about lately here in the start of 2026, getting older myself, I'm 35 years old, is just reminding myself that you are the sum of your choices. So do I want to be someone who gets off work and I'm feeling tired, unmotivated, and I just want to sit and relax and not train today? Or do I want to be someone that gets the training session in, even when it's inconvenient, even when the timing's not great, even if I can't make it to class and I just have to train solo? That's the type of person I want to be this year. So you can't expect extraordinary results if you make ordinary choices. So just something I've been thinking about. Stay motivated, you guys. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Later.